welcome back to this, my very own little creative corner of the internet. A huge thank you to each and every single one of you for being here and for your love and support. Please, if you haven't done so, yes, broken record, hit that subscribe button for me, my friends, especially because I've got some discount codes coming up exclusively for my subscribers. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because there'll be a post coming really soon on the community section here on the channel. Now, as you've probably guessed from the festive lights behind me, it's getting close to the festive period of Christmas. So if you're going to celebrate Christmas, my friends, or whatever other fabulous festive festival you are going to be celebrating, I hope you're going to have the best time. So I'm thinking about creating gorgeous, festively beautiful lounging wear. So I've got the most gorgeous stretch velvet fabric from my friends at Minerva. So with that and some help from the faithful Betty, of course, I'm going to get creating some fabulous loungewear. So come on, let's get to some sewing. I'm just going to see if I can show you Luna here. Say hi! Sleepy girl, I'm sorry, did I wake you up? I'm so sorry. I love you. Hi, baby. You're such a good girl. Hi. Let's get creating, my friends. So first up, friends, let's take a look at this gorgeous fabric. A super soft stretch velvet with a wonderfully fluid drape. I just knew that this had to be made into the perfect loungewear for cozying up and relaxing this festive season. So thinking about a design, I knew I wanted to replicate one of my favourite self-drafted trouser designs, the trousers from my 1940s lounging set, but this time minus the pleats. And for the top, I wanted a kimono style jacket with a waist tie. So after some sketching, here is the design. Time for pattern drafting. For the trousers, I grabbed the trouser pattern from my 1940s lounging set. Card above if you need to create your own pattern, my friends. But for this version, I'm closing those pleats for a simpler sew and a slimmer and more streamlined leg shape. And what about that kimono style top? First step, yes, grab your bodice block. And you know the drill, there's a card above, my friends. Today I'm drafting straight onto my fabric using a washable marker, beginning with the back of the shirt. I've created a lengthwise fold on my velvet fabric and then I've placed the centre back of my back bodice pattern on that fold. Before tracing around that pattern, adding 1/2 inch around the outer edge to add some ease to the pattern to create a comfortable, looser fitting garment. I began adapting the pattern by coming up from the shoulder edge by 1/2 inch and making a mark. Then joining this mark to the neckline edge, adding some ease to the shoulder. I then extended that same line out from the shoulder point by my shoulder to wrist measurement to plot the upper line of my cut-on sleeve. From the outer edge of this sleeve line, I squared a line down that measured 1/2 of my wrist circumference plus 1 inch of ease. Next, I came down from the arm side by 2 inches and made a mark. Then joining a line from this mark to the lower edge of the wrist, and there is my sleeve. And the pattern is already really starting to take shape. I then came out 2 inches from the edge of the waist where I traced my bodice block, making a mark to add some ease to the garment at the waistline, before drawing a curved line from this point up to the lower wrist edge, adding ease to our sleeve and creating that kimono style, lovely and comfy and loungeworthy. From that same waistline point, I drew a line downwards on my fabric, plotting my waistline to desired finished length measurement. When doing this, I tapered the line out ever so slightly to give the garment a slight flare at the hem. I then repeated the same process using my front bodice block. Finally, I drew in a sloped neckline style line to complete this kimono style jacket. And after cutting my pieces out with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, they looked like this. Excited about how this project was already shaping up, it was then time for a cuppa and a cuddle with my gorgeous Luna. Happily, sewing this lounge set is so super quick and beginner friendly, starting by sewing those shoulder upper arm seams. And I'm using a zigzag stitch and a stretch needle throughout this project to retain the stretch in my fabric and prevent any stitches from being skipped. Then I sewed those long curved underarm and side seams. Those 2 sets of seams sewn, my jacket was starting to look rather good, so I turned to the faithful Betty to get a proper look. Jacket well on its way, I turned to the trousers, beginning by sewing each pair of leg pieces together, joining each trouser front to a trouser back right sides together all along those inside and outside leg seams. I absolutely love the pattern on this gorgeous velvet. The colours and design are just perfect for a classy lounging set like this one. The 2 trouser legs are then joined at the crotch seam, my favourite method being to place one leg inside the other, right sides facing each other, before pinning and stitching all along that curved crotch seam. On to the waistband, and for this waistband I'm replicating the waistband from my 1940s lounging set, cutting 2 waistband pieces that are 3 inches wide and as long as the corresponding waistline on the trouser pieces. The back waistband is elasticated, using a piece of 2-inch elastic measured by wrapping the elastic snugly around your waist and cutting half of this measurement, ensuring that you can get this elastic up and down your body, my friends, because you don't want your trousers to end up being too tight. The elastic is then pinned and stitched in the centre of the back waistband, stretching it to fit the waistband piece. Front and back waistbands were then stitched together at the side seams. Before that waistband is folded in half widthways and the raw edge is basted together, concealing the elastic inside. Attaching the waistband to the waistline of the trousers was my next step, and all that's left after that is to turn the seam allowances on my neckline, wrists and trouser hems to the inside before top stitching in place. I also went ahead and created simple waist ties and a little hair tie too. And you know what's next, my friends? Yes, it's reveal time. Well, my friends, I am ecstatic with how this lounging set turned out. I've been wanting to create a set like this for quite some time, and when I got my hands on that gorgeous stretch velvet from my wonderful friends at Minerva, I knew exactly what it had to become. Be sure, my friends, to check out my Minerva sewing blog. I'll pop a link to it in the description box to this video. And also, friends, be sure to hit that all-important subscribe button because I've got some exclusive discount codes coming soon to my subscribers exclusively. So be sure to do that and hit the notification bell. But until next week, you take care, my wonderful friends. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.